If you're already bored with the tractors originally available in the game, you've come to the right place. In this video, everyone will find a model perfectly suited to their needs. From minimalist vehicles with just a few horsepower for small farms to large tractors for bigger operations. There will also be some unusual solutions, so let's get started. And we begin with a tractor that looks like it's straight from the future. Interestingly, I've seen similar tractors in real life, but from what I've checked, Claas hasn't yet introduced a driverless tractor, let alone a model like this one in the game. Honestly, that surprised me a bit because it's very well made and looks exactly like I'd imagine it in reality. I'm not sure if the creator simply pieced it together from other tractors or modeled it from scratch, but the final result is really solid. As for customization, we can paint it in various colors and choose between the European and American engine versions. Theoretically, they don't differ in horsepower, but in practice, the American version is more than twice as fast. The previous modification took us into the future, and this one will take us into the past, as we have a pack of classic tractors here. Specifically two models, the Zetor Z 25K and the Porsche Diesel Junior 108. Both are very well made with no major flaws to point out. In terms of functionality, due to their age, they take longer to start up. However, that's actually an advantage as it adds to the immersion. I'd assume that in real life, an old tractor like this wouldn't start instantly either. Regarding their usability in the game, a dedicated equipment pack for them would be helpful since they have only 25 and 14 horsepower. In theory, none of the original in-game machines can be attached to them. We've had a tractor for large autonomous farms and ones for minimalist operations, so now it's time for something in between. My pick is the John Deere 7030 Premium Series, which in its most powerful configuration has 225 horsepower. It's perfect for medium-sized farms and, to be honest, even for larger ones if someone really likes it. This mod is particularly interesting in terms of customization. There are tons of options. Besides upgrading the engine, you can adjust many visual aspects, such as warning lights and even decorative figurines sitting on the mirrors. That's a very intriguing idea, and I wonder if anyone has actually decorated their tractor like that in real life. As for the model itself, judging by the hood design, it looks like an older model year, though I must admit I haven't checked. If any of you know or own this tractor, feel free to write in the comments which year this model is from. The next tractor is impressive not so much because of its customization options, although there are plenty, but because of its equipment. You could say it's a true multi-purpose tractor. Besides the ability to mount a front loader like many other tractors, this one also allows you to attach something that turns it into an excavator. And if you add a front loader to that, you get a fully functional backhoe loader. But the fun doesn't stop there. The set also includes a mower. However, it's not the standard type that attaches to the 3-point hitch. Instead, it mounts directly to the tractor. This means the 3-point hitch remains free, allowing you to attach something like a tether, letting you perform two tasks at once despite not having a front hitch. As an extra feature, there's also a dedicated tool for leveling silage. At least that's what it's described as. But is that really what it's for? I'm not entirely sure because the front loader has exactly the same description. If anyone knows the actual purpose of this machine, be sure to let me know in the comments. The next tractor might surprise many people, and I have to admit, it surprised me a bit as well, because it's a Mercedes-Benz tractor. At first I thought it was just something the mod creator made up, or maybe a tractor with a similar name. However, it turns out that these machines actually exist in real life, and even bear the same logo as the brand's cars. So it looks like it's the same manufacturer, which at some point might have attempted to enter the agricultural industry. Given that both this mod and the tractors I found online are quite old, I assume they didn't manage to conquer the market and ultimately stuck to cars. But that's just my speculation. Let's focus on the mod itself, which is quite interesting because it includes as many as 7 tractors. At first glance in the store, they only seem to differ in color and name. The model looks the same and the price is identical. However, the first one, besides its color, offers different engine versions to choose from, while the others have the same specifications and only differ in color. I'm not sure why this wasn't made as a single tractor with a color selection option instead of being split into multiple models. Either way, the tractor is really nice, and I have no complaints about it. The next tractor, or rather a pack of tractors, is perfect for small farms. And when I say small, I don't mean as small as the vintage ones shown earlier, but rather farms with tractors of up to 100 horsepower. I'm talking about Ursus tractors, specifically models from the C355 to the C360, with the most powerful one configurable up to 62 horsepower. When it comes to customization, you can easily spend a lot of time in the store because there are tons of options, from different cabin types and the ability to paint each part separately to a wide selection of colors and shades. So I'm sure everyone can tailor the tractor to their liking. The model itself is well made and the sounds are also decent. Because of the vast customization options, I'd even say this is one of the most interesting tractors for small farms. And if someone doesn't like Ursus or is simply a fan of John Deere, then this small farm tractor will be perfect for them. However, you'll have to settle for what the mod author provided, as it doesn't have as many customization options as the previous one. You can only choose between standard and wide tires, as well as the color of the mud guard flaps, either black or green, and that's literally it in terms of configuration. Some might see this as a downside, but I personally believe that having a lot of configuration options is always a plus, rather than the lack of them being a minus. The tractor itself is really well made, and honestly, I don't even know what could be changed about it, because I personally like it just the way it is. There have already been 2 options for John Deere fans, so we can't forget about Fendt enthusiasts. My pick is the Fendt 900 series, a modification that certainly can't be criticized for a lack of configuration options. There are plenty. You can modify the fenders, add warning signs, and even install a front loader console, making it a perfect tractor for medium-sized farms or even large ones as a bale handling machine. Regarding the engine, we have options ranging from 165 to 260 horsepower. In its weakest version, I think some players might even use it on a small farm as a specialized task tractor. The model itself looks like an older generation, just like the John Deere one. And again, if anyone knows exactly what years this model is from, feel free to share in the comments. The next tractor is more of a curiosity, as I personally don't know what practical use someone might find for it. It's a tractor designed purely for mowing grass. Technically, you can attach a trailer to it, but its maximum configuration only offers 12 horsepower, and it moves at 15, so it's not exactly the most efficient setup. That being said, it's well made, and perhaps someone will find a use for it, maybe on a minimalist farm. The next tractor on the list looks like it's meant for orchards or vineyard maintenance, though it seems a bit too wide for that. This one comes from Mahindra and offers decent customization options. However, and this might surprise you, it does not have the option for a fully enclosed cabin. In real life, working in the rain or heavy dust conditions with just a small roof overhead could be quite inconvenient. But since that's not an issue in the game, I think this tractor will find plenty of fans. As for engine choices, it ranges from 65 to 120 horsepower, making it suitable for small and medium farms, or even large ones if used in a massive barn. The next tractor caught my attention due to its very unusual appearance. I'm almost certain it's quite old, judging by its exterior design as well as its interior. Speaking of the interior, one thing that stood out was the computer, which seemed out of place stylistically. Out of curiosity, I looked up whether this tractor actually exists, and it turns out that it does. However, the real-life versions I found do not have such a modern computer in the cabin, so either it's a creative addition by the mod creator or a rare special model. As for the real-life version, it was produced between 1981 and 1986, and the most interesting part, only 66 units were ever made. If anyone has ever seen one or even had the chance to drive it, feel free to share in the comments, as this is a truly rare model. Back to the mod itself, it offers a few configuration options, not too many, but still a nice touch. The engine choices range from 211 to 280 horsepower, making it a great fit for medium and large farms. And if you enjoy playing realistically, you'll love the video currently showing on your screen, featuring a collection of realistic mods. Subscribe so you don't miss upcoming episodes, and see you soon.